Hello, and welcome to VTS200, Introduction to Veteran Studies. I'm Dr. Travis Martin, creator of Veteran Studies at EKU and chair of the Veteran Studies Advisory Board. I've created courses for returning veterans, helped provide therapeutic arts opportunities for them in the nonprofit sector, and written about veterans issues for more than a decade. I also made the decision to enlist in the U.S. Army at the age of 18. I earned the rank of sergeant, serving as a team leader, motor transport operator, and convoy platform machine gunner for the 51st Transportation Company during 2 deployments to Iraq in 2003 and 2005. We played an important role in the Army's logistical mission, traveling some of the most dangerous roads in Iraq. We did other things, of course. I once wrote a short story about guarding the latrines in a sandstorm. One of my friends drank an entire bottle of maple syrup on a dare. Some soldiers used to bet on scorpion fights. I'll never forget the screams of a very masculine non-commissioned officer the night a camel spider found its way into his sleeping bag. Mortars and roadside bombs were ever-present threats, to be sure, but it was our training, friendships, and collective sense of humor that kept us sane. At 22, I received my honorable discharge. In 4 years, I'd visited over 16 different countries and learned to be a leader. These experiences shaped my life trajectory and made me who I am today. Each veteran has a story like this, and each one is unique. What they experience after returning home matters just as much as what they experience in uniform. In this class, we will learn to examine veterans' identities, cultures, and experiences. We will learn to critically examine the veteran's role in American society. As I introduce the course, I thought it appropriate to show you some of the veterans' memorials located on the EKU campus. First, located in the Powell Plaza, you can find the EKU Veterans Memorial Wall. It was created in 2002. Flying above the memorial are flags for each branch of service, and the black and white flag which represents our nation's commitment to prisoners of war and service members missing in action. The wall of names located in the Memorial Center honors EKU's veterans who died in service to the nation. Some died in combat, others died years later as a result of their wounds. Even today, conditions resulting from exposure to Agent Orange plague veterans of the Vietnam War. Doctors still struggle to explain Gulf War syndrome. Veterans of all wars struggle with visible and invisible wounds alike, and some of these wounds claim lives long after war's end. The symbolism of this memorial shows how veterans' sacrifices connect EKU to the nation as a whole. And just as each star on the American flag represents a different state, each name inscribed on this memorial represents an individual, a story, a member of the campus community whose memory lives on. The memorial was funded by private donations from EKU alumni, faculty, and staff, and their families. Just as members from all corners of the campus community came together to create this memorial, they came together again to create this course. You'll hear from more than a dozen professors, service providers, and military veterans in the course modules. Each individual is eager to take part, share their expertise, and show EKU's commitment to service members. Without a doubt, there are many of you who took this course because you also share a genuine concern for what servicemen and women go through. Surrounding the entirety of the Powell Plaza, granite benches honor individual veterans, groups, and graduating classes with an inscription. It's important to remember that no two veterans are the same. I like to say that veterans carry with them a mixed bag of skills and scars. Just as service requires a great deal of sacrifice, it also provides veterans with training, real-world experience, and knowledge valuable to larger society. It is just as important that we recognize veterans' strengths as we learn about their wounds. In fact, it is the resiliency of military veterans which often transforms those wounds into forms of strength. This concept is known as post-traumatic growth, and you'll learn about it more in the course modules. You'll hear from clinical psychologists and healthcare providers. They will discuss the obstacles many veterans have to overcome. But you'll also hear from experts in the humanities, student service professionals, and veterans themselves. These individuals have much to say about veterans' strengths, about the lessons in humanity and resiliency that veterans have to share with the rest of society. Also located in the Powell Plaza, you will find the Fallen Soldier Cross, located directly to my rear. It was built in 2017 to bring attention to the more than 20 veterans who die by suicide each day. The sculpture is a bronze casting of the traditional upside-down rifle, boots, and helmet. On deployments, veterans erect these makeshift memorials using the military gear they carry. Sculptor Alan Ferg was inspired to create this memorial after the passing of his platoon mate and fellow Vietnam War veteran Robert Topmiller. Dr. Topmiller, an EKU history professor, is an example of a veteran whose wounds caught up with him after his war ended. Frank DiBattista, a Marine Corps veteran and former student of mine, is memorialized on one of the adjacent benches. He is another tragic example. These solemn memorials were not parts of a government mandate. No one person demanded that they be created. They represent an entire community's support of its military men and women. Attached to the stainless steel spheres surrounding the memorial, you will find dog tags, each with the name, year of birth, and year of death of a veteran meant to be remembered. Together, these dog tags are used to create a wind chime effect. In a way, they give a voice to the fallen. In Powell Plaza, at the heart of the campus, we see symbolism and art and pain. But we also see compassion. We see a community bound together by sacrifice. And like those of you who have chosen to take this course, we see a genuine attempt to understand veterans and their service. Veteran Studies requires what we call an interdisciplinary approach. In your other courses, and in your major fields of study, you'll find that subject matter experts apply theories and specialized forms of knowledge to the world's problems. A psychologist, for example, might consult the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM. The DSM is a text that is continually updated. It is comprised of the research of thousands of experts in the field of mental health. And because psychology is the study of the human mind, it's often the first place psychologists turn to when presented with a problem to solve. Other fields have foundational texts. Linguists might consult the Oxford English Dictionary, or OED, to learn about the history of the English language. They might use the OED to trace the etymological roots of a word back to its origin. Likewise, professors of religion consult holy texts, such as the New Testament, Quran, or Torah. Nursing students might read or publish in the American Journal for Nursing, and economists might turn to the Quarterly Journal of Economics. A single disciplinary perspective is powerful when used by an expert or when applied to a special case. For example, a geographer might be tasked with analyzing the environmental and cultural landscape of an area to save a protected species. The tools of a psychologist or a linguist, however, would be of little use in this situation. We want you to have skills to draw upon in any situation where you're likely to encounter veterans. You will learn to use foundational texts and evaluate different kinds of scholarship in this course. It's all part of our interdisciplinary approach. Veteran Studies draws upon many disciplines, and the study of veteran identity is inherently intersectional. The term intersectionality was coined by Kimberly Crenshaw, a law professor and social theorist who critiqued the ways in which laws and social movements favor the experiences of those in positions of power and privilege. Veterans represent a cross-section of American society, and when they return home from military service, their veteran identity intersects with other forms of social categorization such as race, gender, ability, socioeconomic status, and religion, just to name a few. If, for example, we only discuss the experiences of male veterans, students will not get to learn about the contributions of female veterans or their unique needs after military service. If we only focused on veterans with disabilities, we perpetuate a victimization narrative that says all veterans are damaged by military service. If we only examine the post-war lives of high-ranking generals and admirals, we would no doubt exclude the experiences of enlisted men and women who tend to come from lower socioeconomic backgrounds and more diverse racial categories. I use the phrase veteran cultures, plural, because like their identities, the communities veterans forge after military service are also unique. Examples of veteran cultures include veteran service organizations, or VSOs, such as the Veterans of Foreign Wars, American Legion, or Student Veterans of America. These groups engage in collective bargaining on behalf of veterans and seek to promote awareness about military service among the general population. Others come together to create literature and art. Examples include Military Experience in the Arts. Many of their works have been featured in this video, Graffiti of War, or the Deadly Riders Patrol. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of veteran subgroups, and many veteran cultures are not official. When discussing veteran cultures, we could simply be talking about a small group of veterans gathered together on a single occasion. It's possible to generalize based upon the experiences that most veterans share, but we must keep in mind that veteran cultures are non-monolithic. We must remember there is no one-size-fits-all approach to understanding veterans. Did you know that Eastern Kentucky University is home to the first academic program in veteran studies? The course you are taking was the first in the world to have a singular focus on the identities, cultures, and experiences of military veterans. Whether you're taking this course as a general education requirement, or whether you plan to go on to earn a Veteran Studies minor, certificate, or Associate in General Studies concentration, we want you to apply what you learned in your home communities, families, and future careers. To summarize, Veteran Studies, as a field, seeks to bring together skills and knowledge from a variety of disciplines. We call this an interdisciplinary approach. A veteran identity is intersectional. Each veteran's identity is unique because military experience intersects with other social categorizations such as race, gender, ability, socioeconomic status, and religion. Veteran cultures are non-monolithic. They vary based upon the group's purpose and the identities of the veterans which comprise them. This semester, we will seek to provide you with knowledge and skills needed to explore veterans' identities, cultures, and experiences using an interdisciplinary, intersectional approach. I hope this clarifies what Veteran Studies is as an academic discipline, its purpose, and what you can expect to learn. On behalf of your instructors and facilitators, we look forward to hearing what you have to say in our class discussions and in your assignments. Thanks for taking this course, and have a great semester.